Talk about yesterday's grand jury ruling that the Kentucky police officers did not commit a crime when they shot Breonna Taylor 6 times in her own home and killed her. We are joined now by the Taylor family's lawyer, Benjamin Crump. Thank you for joining us this morning. This is crazy. This is just crazy. Sonny, go ahead.
Sure. Thanks for joining us, Ben, of course. And a lot of people are just shocked and upset by the grand jury's decision. Breonna's family obviously did not get the criminal charges that they have been calling for 6 months. How are they handling this? How are they feeling this morning?
Sonny, they are devastated, they're outraged, and they're heartbroken. And they, like me and my co-counsels, attorney Lanita Baker and Sam Aguiar, they want to know what evidence did Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron present to that grand jury? Did he present any evidence on behalf of Breonna Taylor? Because if he didn't, then he unilaterally put his finger on the scale of justice and made sure that these police officers were exonerated and that Breonna Taylor wouldn't get due process, that she wouldn't get justice. And so we are demanding that he release the transcript of the grand jury proceedings. Since he talked about transparency, well, let us see what was presented to yield these unbelievable results from this grand jury proceeding.
Yeah, well, this man, Daniel Cameron, said that no charges were filed against the officers who shot Breonna because they were justified in returning fire after Breonna's boyfriend shot at them first. Can you explain to me why he didn't get to stand his ground in his home with intruders breaking into his house? He doesn't know who that is. People keep talking about, well, you know, stand your ground. To me, that's justified. If you breaking into somebody's house and you don't know who it is, why are they surprised that the officers got shot? How did this work?
Yeah, Whoopi, it seems to be two justice systems in America, one for Black America and one for white America, because Kenny Walker had every right to the Second Amendment, like any other citizen in the United States, to try to defend Breonna and defend himself from who they thought were obvious intruders. And the fact that you have this dangerous no-knock warrant that's been executed in the first place, and it's based on a lie. And did Daniel Cameron present any of that to the grand jury? Why didn't he have Kenny Walker testify to the grand jury? You know, what case was presented to the grand jury so Breonna could get justice? And so that's what we are scratching our heads saying, we deserve to know if this prosecutor ever tried to get justice for Breonna Taylor, or was this just a sham proceeding so they can try to wash their hands and sweep it under the rug and continue to disrespect the Black women in society, especially in police shootings, because Black women are often disrespected and marginalized, and Breonna Taylor's legacy will be that we're going to fight to stop this disrespect of Black women. That's what this comes down to. As her mother said, this is about defining her legacy. And her legacy is to prevent future Breonna Taylor's whipping, Sonny.
Mr. Crump, one of the officers,
Sarah.
Brett Hankinson, was indicted on 3 counts of wanton endangerment, but not of Breonna Taylor, but of the neighbors. How does that even legally break down or make sense?
Yeah, and that is what is so outrageous, the fact that they charged, or they recommended to the grand jury and got the indictment for wanton endangerment of Breonna's white neighbors that had bullets go into their apartment, but there was no wanton endangerment charge for bullets that went into Breonna's apartment, nor were there any charges of wanton murder for the bullets that went into Breonna Taylor's body, nor were there wanton endangerment charges for Breonna's Black neighbors who had bullets go into their apartment above her. And it's just troubling if you are not just a black person, but if you are a parent and you have a daughter, if you're a parent of a child, this is a troubling result because it's saying that Tamika Palmer's daughter, Breonna Taylor, who was killed in the sanctity of her own home. If you can be safe anywhere, it should be your home. But the police killed her in her own home, and they are trying to say that it was justified, that everything was legal. And remember this, Kentucky self-defense laws, like most laws around the country, say if you are an innocent third party, that a person who is claiming self-defense can't commit violence against you just because another person was an aggressor. And everybody says Breonna did not have a gun. Breonna didn't pose a threat to anybody. She was just living and breathing, and she got executed in her own apartment. And that is not right. Sonny, just because they tell us it's legal, that doesn't mean it's right. Whoopi, everything
Exactly.
that happened to the Jews in Germany, they said was legal, but that didn't make it right. Joy, slavery was legal, but that didn't make it right. When they killed Emmett Till,
Yes.
they said that was legal, but that didn't make it right. And now they're trying to say it was legal what they did to Breonna Taylor.
Right.
Ladies, that does not make it right.